Hello, my name is Victoria Araban, and welcome to, drumroll please. Okay. A crazy lady convinces you that mythical creatures are real. So, how many of you have heard of the Kraken? Oh, hey, before I even start, when I ask for your opinion and you think yes, please just say aye. If you think no, then don't say anything. So let's try again. How many of you have heard of the Kraken?
Aye.
Okay. Well, yeah. How many of you believe in him? Okay, fewer people. Well, he's real, and he's a colossal squid. And as per his name, he's colossal. And he can do so much damage to ships because he has hooks on his limbs that can do serious damage to ships. Wooden ships from the old times, because that's where myths originated. So, and you thought he didn't exist. By the time I'm done, you'll believe in him and all the other creatures in the mythical society too. So, just because he's real doesn't mean that other creatures are real too, right?
Right.
Wrong. That actually makes it more likely for others to be real. How many of you have heard of the dragon? And everyone. So the real one is not exactly like the one from our fairy tales. He doesn't breathe fire, he doesn't fly, he doesn't lounge on piles of gold in some deep dark cave, or steal princesses and eat them. And no, he is not the Komodo dragon. He is the Megalania, an Australian relative to the Komodo dragon. He grows up to 26 feet long, which, by the way, is from the front of the room to past the back of the room. And he grows up to 4,300 pounds. And the reason he's deadly is because his saliva contains a blood thinner that makes its victims bleed to death. So, enough about krakens and dragons and whatnot. I'm sure you want to hear about my experience, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Well, I've never actually seen one like directly, but I've had indirect experience. My belief is strongest in fairies. Don't look at me like that. Not fairies, fairies. Like, it looks like fairies or something like that. Difference between that is fairies with the eye is like little tiny creatures with butterfly wings, but fairies, like fairies, is like ogres and redcaps and trolls and stuff like that. So let me start with the story of my glasses, 3rd grade. So I was at home, my glasses were in my backpack in my case. So at that time I didn't have contacts and I didn't really wear my glasses. So I had them in my case most of the day. I only used them when I had to look far distance or when I sat down to watch the TV at home. So I was sitting down to watch the TV, the second option, when I looked for my glasses, but they weren't in my case. Well, I was looking around frantically, and my dad asked me, "What's wrong?" And I told him that I didn't have my glasses. And he started yelling at me and told me to search the whole house. So I looked in every nook and cranny, and I didn't find them. So my dad made me keep looking all night till I went to sleep for them, but I still didn't find them. So the next morning I woke up, did my daily routine, ate breakfast, brushed my teeth, did all that stuff, then I went upstairs to go on my computer. At that time there was nothing behind me, but when my mom came in my room to give me my laundry, she pointed at the glasses that were behind me on the floor. One lens was missing and the other one was just popped out on the ground next to it. So she pointed at them and started yelling at me that I was lying and stuff. Well, not yelling, but saying that I was lying and stuff. But so then she told my dad, and then they basically shunned me for the rest of the day, even though I kept on telling them that it wasn't my fault, and they actually disappeared. So I believe it was the house Margaret that did this. Yes, cringe. It's disgusting. Because they cause mischief, basically making things disappear. My situation. They make milk sour and they make dogs go lame, which if you don't know, that means they start limping and age greatly. So another story that may or may not be a fairy, I don't know, not fairy, fairy, is one day I was in the forest sitting on this fallen over tree log thingy, and I heard something large walking towards me very slowly. So it couldn't have been the horses from the stable next to the forest, because it sounded too heavy and it wasn't on the horse path because there were twigs and leaves crunching and snapping under it. And it couldn't have been a buck because it was too heavy for that. And so yeah, I looked toward the sound and I saw like this sort of outline of a brown figure. It was huge. And so, being the scaredy cat I am, I bolted and ran. So what's the point? What are you trying to tell us? Well, I'm trying to tell you that there's more than enough evidence to prove that mythical creatures are real. So we can't see them, we don't know they're there, we don't know anything about them. So we just sum it up to them not being real, because we fear them. And human fear just is natural, it's completely human. And it makes us think that they're not real. After all, humans have perfected the art of not seeing what they don't expect to be there. Thank you.